Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're going to look at Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Googl, the infamous FANG. Follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frame, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right into Facebook on the daily chart and, kind of trading with the markets. I've been typing in on StockTwits. Everything's a market trade. Look, markets dump, this dumps. Market moves up, it moves up. Markets dump, this moves down. Wasn't that bad of a sell, 1.15% on the day, or $1.48 on for Facebook. But right back into this retrace here at the 250 and actually closed right below it. So I'm thinking if we're going to go sideways, we're waiting for pattern now. If it goes sideways, chopping and slopping, this will be a bearish inside bar. Then it could break down and possibly go into these lows, maybe 122.59. Ultimately, the 618 right around 120.36. If you are bullish on this one, you need to get above and recapture this trend line, fill this gap, get above the all-time high, 131.98, and this one can continue higher. Until then, we're waiting for pattern and see what this one's going to do. If you were short this thing, this is when you would have went short. Now, it's not bad. You could probably pull off a half position if it gets up here, add the other half if it gets above here and confirms, and you just dump out and say, hey, gave it a shot. Weekly chart. Come on, Facebook. Weekly chart, we have a nice topping tail into this area at the all-time highs. So again, you could play it as a short, but I would wait for a retrace up into this trend line, then short it. If it gets above here, you stop out. Right now, I'm looking for a close below the low of this topping tail. And if it does that at the end of the week, then I'm thinking we're going to have more downside movement. Again, it's a market trade. If the markets move down, it's all going down. If the markets move up, these should take it. These should get a bid as well. But eventually, these high flyers will come in for landing. The monthly will have to wait for the close. But let me tell you, we have a little bit of a tail on here too. If this thing closes in a red manner, in a little body candle, this will be interesting as well. So that's Facebook. Let's get into Amazon. Remember, this was another high flyer here. Let's go into the daily. Daily, same thing. Market trade. Market sold, sold. Market went up, went up. But this one, I'd expect Amazon to get a little more juice on a big up day like that to recapture this high on this candle, but it didn't. So now we have a bearish inside bar. We tried to recapture the 20 MA and it didn't. Now, as a bear, we're looking to close below the 50 MA, and I believe we're going to go to this area. Let me put in something with a marker over here. 752.28. If this thing goes sideways for another 4, 5, 6 days, it's setting up to go lower. We're definitely going to get into this lower, 752.28, and we'll fill this gap around 736, and then we'll hit this pivot around 728. If the markets continue to dump, we'll be going down and ultimately tagging this 200 MA. It's still real early. Let me tell you, after a big breakout like this and then a pivot top and this thing starts reversing like that, that tells me there's lower prices to come. The only way to save the day, if this thing gets above this trend line, recaptures this, fills the gap, gets to the all-time high at 790.79 cents, and then confirms. But then 800 even number is a big even number for this one too. That's going to be resistance as well. But right now, this is setting up to go down, in my opinion. Only 3 days. I need about 5 to 6, or possibly in the next week. If it continues this way and stays in this choppy, sloppy, red bar here, we'll be heading down. And it's all market trade though, so I can't really say that. But we had this big trend line going back from here. That's where it went into, right into price. Boom, rejected. Now it's starting to go back. This is a weekly. So we're looking at, if you're a bear, you're looking at the close below this area, 760.45. If it closes, we're definitely heading back into the 20 MA here. And then I would say this pivot right here. You know what? Let me stick a fib in here. Let's see. So yeah, so 710, 669, then the 50 MA if this one really starts to go. Let's see, monthly chart. Monthly chart, another one stretched. Look at this one. It stretched, came back in, never touched the 20. Right back up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars up. I'm thinking we're going to start pulling back. This is the ultimate area if the markets start to fall apart, which is right around 586. But that's going to be a tall order. We still got to get this like 700, 676, and then the 750 retrace at 607.57. So still far away, but man, let me tell you, when these markets dump, it's the elevator down. So just be careful in these markets. All right, so that was Amazon. I had to pause it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so on a monthly basis, we got to see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But if we close below this last candle low, then I'm thinking this thing can possibly move down. So let's go. What is it? Netflix. Again, though, have you guys noticed that every time the markets go down, goes down. Markets go up, it goes up. Gaps down, goes down. This one, you know what? Let me tell you. Once we got above this inside bar, it broke out. This was a BS breakout. Breakout right into big resistance, pulled back, fell apart, never got above the 200 moving average, and here we are down in this area again. We did close below the 20 MA again. You know, we're back inside this inside bar. Not that this means too much at this point, but look at that. Reverse, 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 and then boom. I mean, this engulfed this whole candle too. You'd expect higher prices on that, and then you get the markets to dump. Everything on these stocks are market trades. Market starts to fall, these are going lower. When the market, if these things start ripping down, gosh, we're going to go right to this gap. This gap fill, we're down in here, 87.68. So guys, be careful with these stocks. Right now they're irrational, and when you start getting irrational markets, that tells me we're going to get some more downside. And now, you know, now it's a bond market crap, and before it was the rates crap. Now all the, I thought, you know, 3 weeks ago everything was great with the Fed. Oh, we're waiting on data, everything's good, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden everything's becoming a disaster. It's just like, come on, just don't trust these guys. Turn off the talking heads and just trade the charts. All right, weekly inside bar. We had a bullish pattern right here. It broke up. Never. It got above this for a day, pulled right back, and now if this bullish pattern fails inside this inside bar bearish pattern, gosh. So if you're bearish, you're looking to get below the 20 MA, right around 95 bucks. If it gets below that, boom, we're going right back down. That's it. Until we get above this and this resistance up in this area around, was it 101.05? This thing's going down. I'm sorry. Netflix too. They want to replace this one with or Nvidia. Let's replace Netflix with Nvidia. It's not going up. It's funny. So monthly chart again. We're sitting on the 20 MA. Gosh, I love this inside bar bearish pattern. This is epic. This one we're going to be going down to 63 bucks if this pattern starts to play out. Well, actually no. Let's go 69.55 first step. This should curl up. And then 67.05. If this thing just comes straight down, we're definitely going to go into the 50 MA, wherever that might be as this thing curls up as the time goes by. All right, and then Google L. Same thing. Look at this one. Little topping tail, another little topping tail. This is the monthly, so we'll get back to that one. But again, look at this. Market sell, markets bid, market sell. It's just doing exactly what the markets do. But this was great. So it came back, slowly drifting, slowly drifting. They push it up. What do you think the big institutional money does up here? Do you think they're writing calls or just buying puts? This is their opportunity to load up on the puts as this thing pulls back. A couple people didn't have the opportunity, so they push it up here. Everyone buys puts up here. Boom, it goes right back down. Your main level 785.18. If this cracks, it's going to go right to the 50 MA at 778. And this blue line, which is the 250 retrace, but ultimately this starts to break down off a bearish manner below the 20 MA consolidation. We're going right to 765.75 gap fill, and then ultimately we'll go to the 200 moving average at 750. Big even number, and the 200 moving average. You'd expect to bounce in here unless this thing is breaking down with the markets. Weekly, look at that. I mean, we had great, look at this. If you weren't writing calls up here, we're writing calls. They're just drifting nicely at this point. It's just epic. Or even short this thing. If you're not shorting this thing off of a huge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bar surge, 7 bars, they just couldn't do it. Earnings, and then now it's collapsing. But now we're in an inside bar bearish pattern. We're looking for a close below the 785.19 on this week's close. If it doesn't, then we'll let this thing consolidate, getting ready for the next leg down. Market sell again, market trade. These will go down. I'm going to say that word on all my videos for the next couple weeks. Is everything is a market trade. We have one tail here. It looks like we possibly might get another one. We still have a couple weeks left of this month. We'll see if this thing can close below the low of this. If it does, then we're on for some more downside. Again, a little bit stretched from the 20 MA. 20 MA is right around 7 or 686.32. A little bit higher. Yeah, maybe 687 or so. And that's it for this one. You know, Google, if this thing doesn't start going, you know, and the markets start to come in, it's coming right back down. And believe me, everybody, it's going to be a market trade. And let's look at, you know, I want to look at gold. I haven't done that one in a while. But again, you know, we were telling everybody, let's wait for it. Let's wait for a pullback. I mean, it's going up with the markets. It is in a bullish stance, chopping around in a channel. Let's put this up here. All right, this is going to be your big, you know, I haven't looked at this one. So then you have a gap fill. Got a little bit of time here. You have a gap fill here. You're going to have a pivot high up in this area. And then ultimately, let's see, yeah, that's that pivot high from here. So let's just pull that out. Let's put this one on this low. So, you know, gosh, I got to look at all the other, you know, I like this pullback into this area here. Let's put a fib in this one. Sorry, guys, I'm talking to myself. I should have had this stuff done, but I didn't think I was going to do gold. So we pulled back into the 750 retrace. If the markets go, this one's going to go a little bit lower. You know, I would love it, and I know we talked about this. I would love to see it come back in, crack through here, fill this gap. This thing curls up. We hit the 200 MA down in this area. When's the last time I hit it? Yeah, look at that, February. So, oh man, if we could get a little more pullback on this, that would be great. If you're bullish, you know what? We got to get above this slanted trend line, of course, above all these highs. But right now we're pulling back. If the markets are weak, I think everything can dump, and then we'll have to reevaluate this one. Weekly, though, weekly we are staying above the 20 MA here. We have an inside bar bullish pattern. So until it closes below like the 125 area, you still have some support down in here. So if we do chop around sideways on the daily, you know, if we come down here and start chopping in a bearish manner, this could possibly move lower. But it will probably be one of those where it comes in one day and then comes right back. And we'll follow that on a weekly. As long as you're staying above this 20 MA, it's still a bullish stance. If we get below it, then we're going to look for the retrace around the 120. I would love it to get back into the 116 area, and that's wishful thinking. If it got back there, you got to go long gold. So it could come back in if the markets start to dump. So keep an eye on this. If you're bullish, you're okay. If it comes back here, just add more and let it go up. Monthly chart, up move, chopping around, inside bar, bullish pattern. We did close above it, so now let's see if we can chop around to set up for the next move up. All right, guys, that was a quick one on gold. I'm done. It's been a long day. A great day for us. Again, we covered some shorts, and we added a couple. We wrote some calls too as well. Netties was one of them. We added that one. And I don't even know which other one we did today. I'm on a different computer right now when I make these videos. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.